her background is
But-
nerd.
Darren should have gone to school here instead of Cutter because you are a devil. I can tell you that right now. A minute.
She
early.
rolls in like she's a Hollywood movie star now. She just here, hey, she's just here for the camera.
I guess I tooted.
No hard-hitting questions here. Yeah,
Shall
but-
we talk about my one sentence resignation?
All right, next edition of Spilling the Tea in Studio D, the Road Show. Candace, yeah, I mean, you're holding up. I mean, you're looking a little haggard, but
Yeah.
not much more than normal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
3 in a week.
That's right, yeah. So that's pretty good
It's a
for
little
you.
struggle bus for me over here.
Yeah, yeah. Miss, I don't know what, you know, you have people that are,
As Willie said, the Willie Murdoch,
Yeah.
the
yeah.
Studio D co-host.
Yeah, but I'm here to tell you,
Candy
you have
Bennett.
concrete sequential people,
Yeah.
and then you have Candace. I mean, she takes that. I mean, she's, woof, I don't know. She's like
Don't be laughing, Michael.
bulletproof sequential, I guess. Southwest Co-op in beautiful downtown Hope, Arkansas. What's the official name of this campus you guys are on? It's a beautiful place.
It is beautiful.
It's the University of Arkansas at Hope, Texarkana.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really pretty.
It was something before Arkansas.
It was Red River.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It was a technical college back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was University of Arkansas Community College at
yeah.
Hope. So, yeah, this is the third.
Third time's
Awesome.
charm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe this one will stick, right?
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Yeah. Well,
She
very
said
delighted
so.
to be here. We have the director, Miss Phoebe Bailey, and we have the teacher center coordinator, Monica Morris. So,
Ooh, you did
yeah,
good.
I know.
Remembered
Hey,
all the
listen,
names.
Well, I've been
Hey.
name checking as we drive.
Phoebe
yeah.
and Monica,
That's right.
friends.
That's right.
Like when I
Yeah.
first met them, I
Yeah.
was like, ah.
Did
We
you?
actually also
Yeah.
have Rachel.
Oh.
Yeah. We had to hire
See?
Rachel.
See?
Please tell me she didn't sing the theme song. You didn't, did you?
No.
Okay. Whew.
Rachel,
But-
our Rachel probably could though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can sing
She's-
parts of it,
Yeah.
but I'm not
Yeah.
going to.
Yeah.
We had another Friends reference earlier at the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Candace loves herself. I mean,
He made me mad.
Hey,
and
Can-
then
Can-
Katie,
Yeah.
well, we're not even going to
Hey.
go there. And then I was like, oh, wait, wasn't there a reference on Friends?
yeah. Candace
Yeah.
is on one today. I don't know what it is.
It's called Putting Up With You.
I don't know what it is. She
Being
don't
trapped in a car.
Yes.
She don't drink caffeine.
Help me.
so
Help me, Lord, help me.
there must have been some kind of math Olympics on last night that got you charged up.
But aren't y'all in two separate cars?
No, they rode together, Katie
Well,
and
why-
Michael.
So
And then I rode with him. I
there's
don't know
two
why.
separate cars. Is what I'm
Well,
saying.
we-
I could have ridden with.
well,
I guess.
That's my point.
Well,
No, because actually he picked me up at my
Yeah.
house in Malvern because he passed by,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
and so he's got
yeah.
his
As,
Dawson
as I
ride.
said that, I've been to her house maybe a sum total of 2 times. I'm thinking I've got this.
He got lost.
Oh my God! I just whizzed right by it.
He calls me.
Yeah.
I said, put my address in GPS.
Yeah. Which is no.
yeah, that
Oh my
you
gosh.
probably Google and find
Yeah.
it. Anyway, random. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Back to Phoebe and Monica.
Yeah, we digress. So Phoebe, you're the elder stateswoman, I guess is the best
Yeah.
way to
Oh,
say
I
that.
like
for-
that.
for-
The elder.
I
I'm
like
old.
it.
Yeah. So, how long have you been co-oping?
I actually started as a math specialist back in '99.
Wow.
See, she's concrete sequential
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were the first group of math specialists in the state.
Yeah. At that time, how many was it?
There were 15 of us. Every co-op
Gotcha.
got a math specialist from
Yeah.
a grant, and we would go we'd go to Ferncliff and
Yeah.
train,
Yeah.
and we'd stay 2 or 3 days with Judy Trowell. And
Yeah.
you worked hard, so when
Yeah.
they complain now, I just roll my eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're no.
Exactly.
Yeah. So where were you teaching prior to that?
Yeah. You're
They shut it down. There's no longer a school. I was at Stamps.
oh, okay.
So it's Lafayette now.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a
Okay.
tendency to shut down schools. I graduated from Willisville, shut it down.
Yeah.
Went to taught at Stamps, shut it down. So
Yeah. So did you? Is that?
Listen.
Where was your next teaching spot, or did you go from?
I went
you
from
went from
Stamps
Stamps-
to here.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I got you. So.
Okay.
It was. I mean, that's kind of one of the things we do is kick off. Your path to where you're at. So you went to Louisville,
Stamps.
Stamps. No, you're,
They
There
are
was
not
a
the same.
huge rivalry. I was in Stamps. We were Yellow Jackets.
yeah, but where did you
Not
go
the
to
same.
school?
He's not paying attention.
Willisville.
Where in the heck is that?
You just when you went to Ralston,
Yep.
or when did y'all come back? Like down number 4 by the liquor store, and then you took.
Yeah, we did pass. It
All right.
said, "Welcome to old number 4."
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So when you came down that, you were in Ralston instead of coming toward Hope. If you
Yeah.
would have gone toward Magnolia, it's
Yeah.
literally right there.
Okay.
You blink and you miss it.
So did you graduate from Willisville?
Yeah.
So what was that mascot?
We were the Lions.
Lions.
Green. We were green. Kelly
Green
Green.
Lions.
Okay. Wow. So,
Okay.
and then when you went to teach, you went to Stamps. And is that the only place you taught?
Yeah.
Okay. So
When I get somewhere, I stay.
where did you?
And she
what-
shuts it down.
That's
okay?
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm the
So-
last one.
Well, Monica, nice knowing you, sister.
I guess I better find another
Yeah,
gig.
yeah, exactly. So at Stamps, you were elementary, right?
And middle school.
And middle school,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
yeah. Stamps, I'm trying to think, how big were they? They were like a 2A.
Yeah, back then we had around 1,000 kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely smaller now, but
Yeah. So
back in the day.
them and who consolidated?
Louisville.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's Lafayette County. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Stamps
Interesting.
was around when I first got into teaching back in the mid to 90s. 'Cause they were pretty predominant, or I shouldn't say that, they were pretty dominant in the track scene back then.
Oh yeah. Some of my kiddos were one state track meets.
Yeah, they did
Awesome.
did awesome. So yeah.
She was also the cheer coach.
Yeah.
Really?
I
Yeah,
was.
I
And
love to
right
hear
up
those
until
stories.
All right, let's do it. Ready?
Hey, I was a
Okay.
cheer coach too. 5
they
years.
up until they told me I had to drive the bus, and I was like, I'm not doing that.
I drove the
And
bus.
No, I refused,
I
and they
drove the
kept
bus.
arguing. So I told my principal I'm not doing it. He didn't believe me. I
Yeah.
told the superintendent I wasn't doing it. He didn't believe me. I got myself on the board agenda, and he came. He was like, "Why are you on the board agenda?" I said, "Because I'm not driving the bus.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this anymore if I have to
Yeah.
drive the bus."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a sucker. I drove the bus.
Nope.
And then I
Yeah.
was driving sub routes occasionally, and
Yeah.
not
See,
fun.
yeah, I wasn't doing all
Yeah,
that.
I know.
That's
I
the
know.
first thing I did when I got the co-op job. I went and canceled my.
Yeah.
I refused. I was not doing
They made
that.
me sign a piece of paper to get my CDL off. I said, "Let me
That's
sign."
that's what I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
not
Yeah.
had no desire to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Monica, what about you?
So I started at the elementary school here in Hope.
Yeah. Where'd you graduate from?
Okay, Henderson.
No, high school.
Yeah.
Oh my
He's wanting you
gosh.
to
We're
take it
going
way,
way
back.
Well, you got to ask
Way
the
back.
questions.
Way back.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
Are
so
you
we're
a
going
math-
all the way
are-
back.
Are you a math person too?
No, I'm not.
Oh Lord, no.
Oh, okay.
Phoebe,
Lord,
you don't have
no.
to say it like that. Okay, so I graduated high school at Hope High.
Okay.
Aw.
Gotcha. Okay.
We were the
Right.
Bobcats.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure we were like 4A
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
We were pretty big. And
Yeah. What year did you graduate? That'll give me some
1995.
95.
So she's
yeah.
younger than me, 92.
Yeah, so I think actually maybe 5A because
Yep.
I was at Lakeside in 96 and they played them. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Could have been.
Okay,
big.
yeah.
So yeah, I was in the band. I was a majorette,
Ah, that's a
Ah.
lost start.
and then
Uh-huh.
kind of got out of that scene. And
Mm-hmm.
but anyway,
And so
Yeah.
you went to Henderson?
I did.
That's where?
Yeah.
Darren.
I went to Henderson to be a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I really thought I wanted to be a nurse, and the end of the first semester, I felt like that took entirely too much studying and going to class.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else have that
You're
trouble
like,
in
wasn't
college?
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to be a counselor.
Oh my.
But I liked telling the people what they needed to do.
Yeah.
I just didn't like
Probably wasn't
Listening.
appropriate.
the
Yeah.
Just like,
listening
take
and
the
the, and
advice.
Yeah, the listening
oh,
part.
it's okay, but no.
Yeah, she could have never handled the listening
No,
part.
Yeah.
no.
Or the being all
Touchy-feely.
yes,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the worst part.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So nurse,
Okay, so
and
you
then you decided.
I decided that I would go into education. I wasn't really sure about it, but my mom was a teacher, and so I was
Okay.
like, okay,
Right.
we'll
Maybe.
just we'll do that. It's got to be easy. Have the summers off, Christmas off. You know
Right.
that
Oh,
whole
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it never worked like that. But
Yeah.
but I thought it sounded good. And then one semester I called my mom and I said, "Hey, Mom, I just want you to know I'm dropping out of school." And she's like, "Oh no, Monica, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
It's March." She said,
Yeah.
"You don't have that much longer. Like, finish the semester." And I was like, "Oh, too late. I already withdrew, and my car's packed, and I'm headed home."
Wow.
And she made me go to work.
Uh-huh.
And so I had to go to work at a school and as a substitute.
Gotcha.
And after about a week, I came home and I told her, "You know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to get paid to do it."
Right.
So I got my butt back in school and
Yeah.
finished. And
Yeah.
Good for your mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that work
Yeah.
will make a believer out
I
of
was
you.
always one that had to learn things the hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, did that, and then I taught 4th grade.
Uh-huh.
That's where I started, and met my husband. Actually, we already knew each other a little bit, but he actually taught 4th grade
Oh, wow.
too. And
Okay.
so we married, and then I moved to 2nd grade. While always got to be
Yeah.
watching Phoebe.
Never-
Never know
hey.
what she's gonna do.
Never a dull moment.
Never.
Hey, you see
All
how
right.
Candace and I are. Hey, if you get lipstick on your teeth, so what? Yeah.
cares?
We ain't.
I
we
didn't
ain't
even
telling
notice it. I didn't even notice it.
You. Hey,
Yeah.
we ain't telling you. Katie can see it 2 miles away. Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't bother me.
I
Yeah.
love it so much.
So
So,
I taught 2nd grade, and then I transitioned to assistant principal at the
Okay.
same elementary school.
Gotcha.
Worked there for several years, and Phoebe actually called me and asked me to be on an interview committee. She was looking for a teacher center coordinator,
Right.
and so I was on her committee, and
Aw.
we hired a great person,
Yeah.
Carly Saraceni.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Oh.
And what is it, about a month after she accepted the job?
Yep.
Desi offered her a job.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
so Phoebe called back, and she's like, "We got to find a new teacher center coordinator." Anyway, somehow in a roundabout way, I thought, you know what? I don't know what the teacher center coordinator does, but
Yeah.
maybe
Exactly. Yeah.
maybe I could
Interested
do
in that,
this.
yeah.
Right.
And so yeah, she gave me a shot, and I've been here ever since.
That's
Ah,
awesome.
that is awesome.
She didn't
Yeah.
get rid of me.
You
Yeah,
guys make a
that's
great
right.
team, too.
Yeah.
So,
Y'all
so
are
hey,
great.
did you have any educators in your family?
No, actually,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know why I decided I wanted to be a counselor. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
But when that didn't work, I just decided to, because they told me the only way I could do that was I had to have an education degree to start with.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, I thought, okay, I'll do that. But then realized after I started getting into classrooms, I don't think I need to
Right.
continue
Oh,
to
yeah.
do counseling.
Yeah.
That probably is not going to be the best
Yeah.
fit for me. So,
Yeah. I mean, my only really, I guess, touch of education, my dad was on the school board for like 17
mine was
years.
too, yeah.
And, I guess having that in the back of my mind influence,
Yeah.
because whenever I decided to leave the illustrious radio career in the rearview mirror, I can remember he was like, "Well, so what's the plan?" I said, "Well, I think I want to get into education or whatever." And he was like, "Well, what's holding you up?" I said, "Well, Dad, first of all, I work in radio. Second of all, it don't pay anything." And he said, "Well, that's easy." He said, "If that's what you want to do," he said, "your mom and I will give you a check, put it in your back pocket, kick you in your butt, and there you go." So, but yeah, just being around kids, I think, interactions at radio, that kind of thing. And we talk about this most of our podcasts so far. It's just teaching being a calling. It really is. I
It
mean,
is.
Yeah. My grandma was a teacher. She
Yeah.
lived to be 99, but she told us so many stories. She was Illinois. They lived Pennsylvania, Illinois, but back in her day, we would have been sued for all this. But
yeah.
she said she had kid, getting up out of a seat, get up out of a seat. She said, "Take your belt off.
Yeah.
Tie yourself around." So she tied the kid in the desk.
Yeah.
with
Oh
the
my
belt.
goodness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She told us some stories. I was like,
Oh yeah.
"Grandma," she was like, "Well, back then,
Yeah.
and my mom's like, she was mean."
Oh, I know. I
She
think
was
about
strict.
stories that I heard. That, I mean, how kids would get paddled in front of the whole class.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It ain't
So-
happening today.
No.
No.
Yeah, when my husband was in junior high, he and one of his friends, I don't know, I'm sure they were up to no good. And the friend had a broken collarbone or something,
Yeah.
and so he couldn't get his licks. And so
Yeah.
the middle school teacher told Chad that he was going to have to take the licks, and I was like, that would never fly
Right.
these days.
Oh,
But he
yeah.
did. He had to take his friend's licks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a true friend right there.
Right?
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I do that.
So all total, you've been at the co-op how long?
Since 99.
99. So that's roughly 25, 26 years, something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So again.
And they haven't all been in this building either. That's
Oh
the,
wow. Where were you before?
We were at Edith Brown, which was the elementary school where Bill Clinton started.
Okay.
And when the city, or when Hope School District said that we could rent that for $1 a year, it had already been condemned.
Oh wow.
So, they should have been paying us.
Yeah.
We were chased down the hall one time by bats.
Yeah.
And you
Oh.
can't kill bats
Nope.
because
Yeah,
there's some kind of
but
state law
yeah.
about that. I found
Yeah.
that out. I was not happy with
Yeah.
that knowledge.
Yeah.
It was, and we would have, back when Bill and Hillary were both still really active in politics, we would have people show up and want to, tour his elementary school. And our director at the time, she would just make up, oh yeah, this was his classroom. None of us had any idea. If they ever went back and compared stories, we were
That's
all going to be in
awesome.
trouble because
Yeah.
it was just whichever room we didn't have a training in that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go in here. This was it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
And I remember the first time she did it, I was like, but that's not. She was,
Yes.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
That's
you know,
great.
that bad thing is no joke. When I was
Yeah.
at Lakeside High School, we had them bad. I mean, terrible. And then and the thing was, you'd push them out of one building, they just go to the next. But I never will forget Carla Moutal, who was one of our very best teachers. But she was a Cajun in every sense of the word. And in my office as principal one morning, I mean, there was one on the windowsill, and she just couldn't believe it. And I said, yeah, come in here, I'll show you. And so she's leaning in, and Bruce Orr, the assistant principal at the time, he runs in behind her and goes, "Wah!" And she was very Cajun at that
Yeah.
moment.
Oh yeah.
But those things are terrible. I mean,
Yes.
diving in.
Well, and they were. I remember one time they were chasing people down the hall, and they said, we looked around and you weren't there. And I said, yeah, because you people are idiots. My office was right there.
Yeah.
All I had to do was step in and shut the door.
That's right.
I'm safe. Y'all were
Y'all
going
kept
right past
going,
all
yeah.
these offices that you could have stepped in.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, but I remember the same thing when I heard you can't kill them. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I-
and bees. We've had
Yeah.
bees. We had to
Yeah.
get a beekeeper to come
Yeah,
get
yeah.
Yeah.
bees.
Well,
we
they
had
just-
vultures at the
Yeah.
primary school that,
Oh,
oh my gosh, they
Yeah.
were horrible.
ugh.
Yeah, we called the critter getters.
Yeah,
And,
critters.
and they took care of it.
Well, they just put this mesh on the side
Yeah.
of the building that was supposed to prevent it.
Yeah, they got that, and then they got this cone where they can fly out but
Yeah,
not in.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. No thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It looked like literally a funnel they went to Walmart and bought. But, hey,
Yep.
if I got rid of them, I didn't care. Right?
Yeah, I was the same.
So, yeah.
But I think this is actually the 4th building
Oh, it's probably more than
'Cause-
that. They started out
in Guernsey.
in Guernsey, and then at one point they were at Yerger.
Oh,
And
I
this
forgot
is
about Yerger.
yeah, Yerger, and then they were in the shopping center, then Edith Brown, and then this would be the fifth.
So the shopping center.
Yeah, it was. Oh,
I think there was it was Thriftway and
yeah, they just
Village
it was just
Pharmacy.
a little strip mall, and they just
Oh, y'all right there.
Mhm.
That worked out though. I mean, two of educators' favorite things: grocery store and a pharmacy.
there you
right?
go.
Food and drugs, right?
So
That's-
was Dawson on the Henderson campus at first before they moved
were.
downtown?
Yeah, they had a
Okay.
little house over there. I'm
Okay.
not sure which one, but they
Okay.
did. Yeah.
Okay.
And then they got downtown and exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
yeah. Then y'all
Yeah.
bought everything
Yeah,
downtown.
yeah, exactly.
The block.
Yeah,
2
yeah,
blocks.
Yeah, it's like playing Monopoly almost.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's interesting though because you were part of the original 1985 piece, or no?
I
Were
was
you?
no, I was.
Oh, that's right. You got here in '99. I keep forgetting that. That's right. That's right. You're not that old.
Every
She's just
ti-
104.
Every
Oh
time,
my God!
I'm not a
every
math
time
person.
he makes fun of me,
Yeah, I'm not a math
I'm
person.
gonna be like, "Who's not paying attention?"
Uh-huh.
It's
who's
not that
not
I'm
paying-
not paying attention. It's just that
That you're
I'm-
old and
But
don't
he doesn't
remember.
listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Selective listening.
Selective
That's
listening.
true, and that's what men do well.
That's
right?
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
I agree.
No, I
Yeah.
was
I agree.
not here in '85, but I was when Guy and Philip retired.
Mm.
They handed me that big, thick
Book.
book and said,
The
you're in
history
charge of
book.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. And obviously co-ops look a lot different now. I mean,
oh yeah, we used to have make and take, and I remember when I was still in the classroom, there was a teacher, Miss Simpson, and she made me come with her one time. Only reason she wanted anybody to come to workshops with her books so they could color. She wanted a make and take book, and she would tell me she wanted it to be pretty, and then she would go off and go visit, and she'd come back and check and make sure, no, I want it to be this color. You know, she would give you the colors, and you were supposed, you didn't even get to keep it in your classroom. You had to give it to her when you were done.
Well, you know, and I think back to, you know, being on the board as a superintendent, and you know, I talked about this earlier too, but and knowing what the co-op does, but until you get into it, you don't really know what the co-op does.
Right.
You know, I think back to when I first got there, I've been there 10 years, but we had a pretty healthy Ellison die cutter library.
Yeah.
I don't even know that they do those. I mean,
Yes,
you can
we
do
do.
them,
We still
you?
have them, and
We-
people
Yeah.
use them for parades and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Gotcha.
still down there, but
Right.
they also want their posters made.
Yes.
and
Yeah, it's
all
more
of that.
posters
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
We have the die cutters too, but
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not used as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got them, but again, and the weird part is, like I said, we have a healthy library, and I was in the attic in one of the buildings recently, and we still had tons of them. They said that was our mobile version of that. And I
Yep,
was like,
we had that too.
yeah, hold
We
on
used
to
to
these
have
things.
all the videotapes that
Yeah,
for checkout.
Yeah,
We finally, we don't have those anymore. I don't know at which.
yeah,
Maybe we finally got rid of the last of them when we redid the third floor.
Yeah,
yeah,
we got a big dumpster.
yeah.
And
Oh, that
pitched
was
them
awesome.
over the rails.
Yeah.
We would go up on the third floor, go out that, have the dumpster right down there, and just chunk stuff. That was
Yeah.
the best stress
That-
relief.
that
I
would-
really wanted to
yeah.
keep it.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun.
It was, unless you just had to kind of yell before you did it to make sure there wasn't
Yeah.
anybody walking down there in case you missed.
Yeah, I can remember starting out
fun.
as a teacher and a coach, you know, doing health. I mean, they literally gave me a sack of, well, one had feminine hygiene products in it, and another one just had health leaflets in it. And they're like, go teach health to 8th grade, and you'll have a book for high school. And I said, okay, whatever. So I took one bag, the one with the leaflet. I didn't, you know.
Didn't want the other one.
Yeah, but I remember ordering, or whatever the word was, renting, whatever, those videos.
Oh yeah.
And man, I was so excited, and the first one I popped in, it was like copyright 1972. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that was
Yeah.
now I've got to actually teach.
Yeah.
So yeah, so. But you know, the cool thing about co-ops, I mean, obviously, since you've been here since 1999,
Very good. Very good.
Ah, he's got it.
is some of the changes probably that you've seen
Oh yeah, we had
evolve.
when I started, we had 2 literacy specialists, and then I came on as math specialist. We had CTE, technology. We did have a distance learning coordinator then, and that was, and then our early childhood special ed, but that was it. There was no behavior, there was no
Right.
testing, there was no
Yeah.
science, mental health,
Yeah.
none of that.
Well,
Yeah.
that's that. But I guess the point I'm making is the evolution of co-ops is
Yeah.
very adaptive.
Yep.
I mean that's the thing, and again, just like us this year, getting the beginning principal, beginning superintendent stuff.
What's needed at the
yeah,
time. huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 So and we talk it all the time.
Oh, don't forget when we all had when we were the distribution center for all things COVID.
PPE.
Oh God! Don't even bring that
Virtual.
up. Oh my
Virtual.
God! Trying to order all that stuff was a nightmare, and how that happened. And I still hadn't really forgiven Mike Hernandez for that because
He's now he's
Yeah.
now on your board.
Yeah,
He
I
can
know.
vote
Yeah.
to hire
Yeah.
or fire
Well,
you.
hey, I don't care. I hired him. So
And didn't fire him after he got a
Yeah.
speeding ticket.
yeah, didn't fire
In
him
the
after-
bus?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. So, but yeah, he made mention of that on a statewide.
Yeah, he did.
Isn't that something y'all can do? And I'm like, well, I guess we'll have to now. But yeah, that was a tough time. And you know, I think about those teachers and what they went through. I mean, I thought, You know, I drop in on a couple of them, and bless those elementary teams. It was truly herding cats.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, little brother would run in, or they'd just jump up and say, "I got to go pee,"
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And bless those teachers, they stayed right with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I don't know how they did it. So, but yeah.
Mm.
Whew.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, let's
I know.
just
That's what I
let's,
tell
let's
them
just
all.
hope in our tenure we don't see another pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
I remember back, I guess maybe I was probably teacher center coordinator, and our nurse at the time and our director, there was a training, and it was like, I don't know, what, bird flu or something, but they were sure that we were going to have a pandemic.
Yeah.
And so they sent me to this training, and I came back, and I was like, I hated it. All they kept saying was, everybody's going to die. Don't
Yeah.
send me to a training to tell
That's
me
right.
that we're all going to die. If we're going
Yeah.
to die,
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
out not doing all
Not
this
that-
mess.
yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
And I just thought about that, though, when we actually did have the pandemic of, oh,
Yeah.
this was what they meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
Oh,
at yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely
crazy.
challenging times, and you know I you hear people talk about the COVID kids, but I mean, in my mind, there's a little bit of validity to that, and it's just from the mere point that they weren't getting that in class everyday instruction, and so I mean, logically thinking, I mean, sure, they're not going to be as prepared as some that have gone before and some
Right.
that have come in after. So yeah, tough times.
Tough times. That's what I
Yeah.
tell all the, because there's a lot of mandates, a lot of things coming down. Everybody gets stressed, and I'm like, look, you guys made it through COVID. You can make it through
Yep.
anything.
We can
So
do it.
They can do it. And I was like, y'all made it through all that.
Yeah.
You
So-
talk about just, when they call, just saying yes. We had that instance back in the spring, I guess. I was on the phone with Desi, and they were trying to revamp their non-traditional program for Little Rock teachers. And they were
Right.
like, y'all have a site in Southwest, and can y'all help? I honestly thought they meant like
Yeah.
with the fiscal side.
Sure.
Okay, sure. I got off the phone, Monica. We're going to help with Little Rock. What are we going to do? I'm sure it's just going to be the money.
Mm-hmm.
No, we inherited over 100 non-traditional teachers that are 2 hours away. So that's been with our own group in addition. So
Well, and
that's been fun too.
well, but what I was going to say though, obviously, a reason for you guys to step in and take that over. I mean, maybe. Let me be particular with my words. Some oversight issues that had to be taken care of.
Yeah, it was interesting getting in there, but that's where last Saturday we had our follow-up day, and Beth Neal was the
Right.
one that did the training, and
Right.
it was, I mean, they're good kids, good
Right.
adults,
Yeah.
but one of the ladies, she was like, she just did not understand. She teaches Spanish, and Monica said, do we think she teaches Spanish to English speakers or native? And I was like, I don't know. I can't go down that
Right.
rabbit hole. But
Yeah.
she just could not understand how some of these people just looked rested. And she was so tired at the end of every day, and she's giving this whole big long thing. And I finally just said, well, I think some of them just taught last year, but they just didn't have a license. So
Yeah.
they've just been doing this longer. Okay, that suited her.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all they need is
Yeah,
and
she just needed somebody to validate
yeah,
that.
yeah, they just
that-
need
yeah.
an answer, right?
Yeah, that was, and I just told her, and Beth was like, after she walked off, Beth said, how many of, I said, I don't know, but look,
Yeah.
now she's happy, she's sitting
Yeah.
down, she's listening.
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
She's got this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh Beth, y'all scraping the bottom of the barrel there. What you have
Whatever.
a
She presents for us every
did you
summer.
have
Don't
a-
even go
Did you
there.
have a checklist and everybody else was busy?
She did
and-
classroom
yeah,
management.
yeah,
She did a really
yeah.
good
She
job.
does
Yeah.
a great job. That's
And she
why
told-
we get her in the
She
summer.
told all her stories about her son, and she kept
Yeah.
saying, he's really probably going to kill me, but Luke, blah, 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 blah. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's good about that.
Well, you guys have quite a few because we are not an RPAP side, so a lot of our people that are in
Yeah.
RPAP, they come to you guys as well.
yeah,
so
we probably total, I would say, 150 probably,
Yeah.
at least.
yeah.
And Monica does, I mean, I do the money part and then try to help and be there on Saturdays and stuff. Monica handles all the licensure stuff, and that is crazy how much that
Yeah.
she does with that. So.
yeah, trying to make sure
yeah.
they get
Everyone
What they
gets
need.
a
Yeah, it's a
license.
lot.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is a lot. Yeah. So, but I, that leads into another discussion about, again, we're experiencing a little bit of dip in folks going into teacher ed, period.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, talking about the shortage of students or folks going into education. So, talk about us being our own worst enemy sometimes and being a little negative about, whether it be the pay, the hours, or whatever. Oh, you don't want to be a teacher. But we talk about truly it is a calling when it gets right down to it,
We've actually had, they're in our group, Dennis Johnson, former Razorback, former. I always say that, and people say, "No, you're supposed to worry." He was in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. I
Yeah,
mean, that's to
right.
me, he's former Razorback, but
Yeah.
he is actually coaching at Texarkana and going
Oh,
through
wow.
the program.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we've had
Yeah.
people a couple of years ago. That guy was in the FBI, and he came through. So
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
Retired from the Postal Service.
yeah.
It's a really good program to have here in Arkansas.
That's
Yeah,
really
it
cool.
really is, and that's the other part. It is the folks that kind of like me had a career change kind of thing. You make that connection, but even catching them earlier. I think the fact that a lot of our school districts are starting to set these ed prep programs up and basically growing your own. That's been pretty promising.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think though, like I said, pre-COVID numbers were dipping a little bit, but were slightly on the increase, and then COVID happened, and then it was almost like it just kind of went stagnant there for a little bit. But now, the two 4-year schools close to us, I mean, their numbers have dipped a little bit, but I think it's getting out and really doing the reverse of what we've been known to do at times and really selling the profession.
Have you ever seen any of your paras like through back to school, like through Teach? We've
Yes.
actually had
Yep.
3 or 4.
Yeah, we've had a couple.
Yeah.
And that's I think it goes back to your point. I mean, you go out, you get around it, and then again that calling, pulls
Yeah.
Yep.
you in.
Yeah.
And on the flip side of that, the other thing that just it baffles my mind is how if it don't feel good, hey man, I'm out.
Yeah.
At least you'd get a semester back in the day. They'd
Right.
say, I'm going to retire. I mean, there's kids that call up and say, hey,
I'm
deuces,
done.
I'm out,
Yep.
or leave on Friday and not show up on Monday. The
Yep.
room's cleaned out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Come in over the weekend, get their stuff, and they're out of here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know,
So,
that blows my mind.
Yeah, but
No,
yeah.
just not
Yeah.
following through.
But the thing of it is, it's a much needed profession, obviously. I mean, we do have a different kid rolling through, but at the end of the day, kids are kids.
Right.
you know,
Right.
and I think that's the other thing. I think sometimes people tend to step away from that, but everybody's got to go through an educator, right? Doctor, lawyer, presidents, all that stuff.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, I think, again, co-ops are a great place to, I mean, even when we go looking for part-time employment, to help with whatever, we try to get future educators and get them around kids as much as possible. So,
Yep.
yeah. So,
So school district wise, like what's one of your smaller school districts that you guys have in your co-op?
Right now, probably Blevins and Nevada usually go back and forth as far as smallest. I haven't looked, kind of waiting on October 1 count, but I know
And then-
Nevada's numbers he said they were up, so I don't really know.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're
And then largest is
Texarkana.
Texarkana.
by
Okay.
far, probably,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's- Okay.
Yeah, and the needs. I mean, they all have needs.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Oh, yeah.
different, but yeah, and so that's the other cool part about the co-op. Not, never the same job 2 days in
No.
a row, and
Absolutely not.
and,
Yeah.
Yeah, we were at a school visit the other day with Texarkana and had a room full of administrators, and we just told them, if there's something you need, ask.
right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, if we've never done it before, we
Right.
might
Yeah.
can figure it
Right.
out, or
Yep. Or
because
find somebody to do it. Or,
yeah, if you're
Yeah.
needing it, there's probably somebody else needing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
We
absolutely.
just
Yep.
Yeah.
co-op just kind of adapts.
Yeah.
to whatever.
Well, and that's one of the things, and Texarkana has been really good to jump out there and kind of be our test case. I guess it's been about 6 months ago, joined National Organization for Cooperative Purchasing, AEPA, and so we're just getting that off the ground, Natural State Purchasing Cooperative through Southwest, statewide. But Texarkana called a couple of weeks ago, and they're like, hey, we want to do some vinyl flooring, and so we're working with the national group, but then there's also some vendors that are in state that we already have existing relationships with. So I said, if you can give me a couple of weeks to get my resources right, then I can also have some state contracts as well. So they've been very patient while we're working through that, and the other AEPA folks around the nation have been. I was on a call this morning with a guy in Amarillo giving me documents and stuff to get that set up to do the state side, because of some of our vendors that we really, that maybe missed the window to jump on the national contract. So we're getting that up and going.
Well, and that's so important. I mean, that's one thing we really hadn't talked about in any other podcast, but those are the types of things. I mean, the dollar within a school district is being stretched further and further, probably more so than it ever has been.
Right.
Yeah.
So an opportunity to get in there and actually, help them get the biggest bang for their buck. I'm sure they appreciate that.
Well, and plus, I mean, it's also like Dr. Jackson said, if we can do all the legwork, then that lets his people do something else that they need to be doing, rather than having to try to chase down bids and deal with all the contractors and do all that. So that's our latest
Latest project, huh?
Yeah, latest project.
So I know both of y'all, like I said, through the ranks, you probably had people that were in your life that really encouraged you along the way. So think about this for a second. If you had a Mount Rushmore of the top 4 influencers in your life, who would it be?
Well, I mean, I think obviously parents. I think from an education side, I had a high school math teacher, Jimmy Holland, that that started my love of math. I didn't think I wanted to be a math teacher when I was with him, but we always had, it wasn't just the typical put the problems on the board. He always had those, if the train left here, those in mind, and you always could get bonus points for that. So I was like, oh, this can be challenging. This can be fun. So Mr. Holland. And then from the co-op side, I would say probably our former director who hired me as teacher center, Lindy Franks, and then Joan Wade, who is currently over at ESA. She was, when I was still teacher center coordinator, I was in a program, Execs and Residents, where you could go to other states and see what their agencies did to kind of figure out which one to bring back. Well, she was director at Wisconsin, one of their agencies, and so I was going there, and I refused to go in the winter because it's cold.
Right.
I'm not going up there. I'm not going to Wisconsin in the middle of the winter.
Right.
So by the time I went, by the spring that I went, Lindy had already decided she was retiring, and that.
Gotcha.
So my whole list of questions that I thought I was going to ask, like what if I decided I wanted to do this in the future, had suddenly flipped to, okay, on July 1, what do I do first? So Joan kind of was my hand holder then, and then I was luckily I was on a ESA board when we hired her to be the director chair of that organization. So
Wow.
I would say that would be my crew.
All right.
Awesome.
Monica?
She answered that quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just rattled those right off. I'm sitting here thinking,
I'm like, I couldn't pick 4.
Yeah.
I could have to pick way more than 4. Yeah.
Well, I had more than 4.
I know, but you did good. But well, still, that's good.
So the first person that always comes to my mind is my mom,
Right.
an educator and loves children. She just retired
Oh, good for
in
her.
June,
Yeah.
and so she's living her best life right now, and absolutely has no regrets. Next, I always think about my 3rd grade teacher, Miss Brown. I was a twin. I am a twin.
Me too.
I didn't know that until like last week when Beth told me.
That's right.
Yep.
Twin sister. Her beard is darker than
Mine's also a twin sister, and she's an educator. And then I have a little sister that's an educator, and a husband that's an educator. We all just educate. But Miss Brown was really special to me. Being a twin, we were often compared.
Yep.
I'm sure y'all were too.
Yep.
And Mandy had the prettiest handwriting. She loved to read. She was so pleasant in the classroom. And then there was me.
Yeah.
And but Miss Brown didn't see me as
Right.
Mandy's twin. I
Yeah.
felt like she always believed in me, and even when I went on to 4th grade,
Right.
she found out I was in the lowest reading group, and
Yeah.
she went and fought for me, and she was like,
Yeah.
"No, y'all have her
Right.
in the wrong reading group." And
Yeah.
You're not
anyway,
a buzzard.
I'm not a
No,
buzzard.
she's a
Yeah.
snowbird for
Yeah.
sure.
But I always think about her, and
Yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
even would I even be here today had she not made that impact on
Yeah,
me?
Right.
that's
Yeah.
It was
so
really special just
special,
knowing
yeah.
that someone was willing to fight for me.
yeah. Awesome.
And I ended up, even as I became a teenager, she called and
Oh wow.
Aw.
I babysat her kids
Yeah.
when she started
Yeah.
having children.
Yeah.
And she got pregnant and put to bed. And one of
Yeah.
her, she also had twins, which was
Oh
great.
wow. Yeah.
One of the twins had to have physical therapy every day, so I got
Yeah.
my learner's permit, drove him to, I drove him to physical therapy every day. So
Aw.
Right.
it was, honestly, it was kind of cool just to be able to give back to her
Right.
That's
Yeah.
really neat.
and be somebody.
That's neat.
That's
She's
two.
keeping up with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might want to move on. I think she's waiting for me to say her.
No, I'm just trying to help you know that you got two
Hey.
more you got to do.
Hey, subtle nudge. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't forget, put Phoebe on
Yeah,
that monument.
Yeah. That's
you could put
right.
Bobby Hart on there for letting you out of your contract to
Yeah.
come
I
here.
could. Bobby
Yeah.
Hart, you would definitely be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
He made the
Yeah.
mistake of saying in board meeting
Yeah.
because it was late when I was trying to hire, and he was like, "Well, if any of us have anybody that that you would need, I'm sure we'd let him out of our contract." I was
Yeah.
like, "Sold."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
And-
when he said it, so
Yeah,
yeah,
he
you
was
can't
like,
take it back.
Nope.
Anybody but me, right?
Mhm.
At
Yeah.
That, at that point. Yeah. So as a
Uh-oh.
twin, were you like me? I mean, it was a conscious decision every year to keep us separated. We never got to be in class until we got into high school. We had a few classes together, but
Yeah, we were together in kindergarten.
yeah,
And then after
Is that the year you ran off?
yeah.
that is the year I ran away from school.
You were the OG
She's
runner,
the stubborn
huh?
child
I
over
was.
here. Yeah.
But honestly, I say this honestly. I told my kindergarten teacher that I was
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
see my grandmother. The courthouse was just a block or two away from the elementary school.
Okay.
And I told her,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to go have cookies and stuff with my grandmother
Grandma.
after we
Yeah.
get out of recess.
Yeah.
And she said, okay.
Yeah.
And so when she said, okay, I walked out the front door, walked to the courthouse, had cookies with my grandma until my mom showed up
yeah.
and took me back to school.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's
well,
awesome.
well, and we've discussed this earlier. I was a part of the class, as I've since learned. Willie and Karen K. We didn't have kindergarten. I mean,
No, I didn't either.
Karen K went, but I mean, it didn't become law until the year after.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't have kindergarten either.
Yeah.
Yeah. My husband didn't either. Now we know what's
Yeah.
wrong with this
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
generation.
Well,
they didn't have kindergarten.
No kindergarten.
that's
No.
right. We learned to think on our feet quick.
That's right. We didn't
And,
need it.
We're survivors. So that's what we are.
Yep.
But I told them, as far as learning letters, numbers, and even really to read a little bit was Sesame Street. That was my kindergarten.
Yeah, and that's what I just remember getting so mad because, like, when they would interrupt, whether it would be a war or assassination or something. Sesame Street was on. I did not care that.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
All that
Yeah.
worldly stuff.
Yeah, who cares?
And then I
We had Big
mentioned
Bird.
I mentioned Zoom, and Candace was like, "I'm going to Google that. What is that?" Like she didn't believe me. There was a TV show named Zoom.
That was
Yeah.
that was before
yeah,
us.
yeah. I told
Before
her it was
us.
like the GT version of Sesame Street.
It was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey and I were like,
So,
what?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, those were good times back in the day. So,
Mm-hmm.
now
Now the hard hitting questions.
yeah. I'm sitting here trying to think best piece of advice and the worst piece of advice maybe you've ever been given.
Or one or the other.
Best piece of advice that I still have trouble following. Mr. Nance, when I first started as director, he said, "Don't make any decisions that you have not taken." He used to say 24 to 36 hours. That is
Right.
never happening.
Yeah.
If I do 12 hours, we have
Yeah.
accomplished
Oh,
something.
yeah,
But
yeah.
and I'll even tell people, if you have to have an answer right now, if you want my
Yeah.
off the cuff answer, you're probably not going to be happy.
Yeah,
I'll give it to
exactly.
you.
Yeah.
Or you
right.
can let me go home and process
Sure.
it. So I would say that's the best, and I still try to follow it, but it's
Right.
I never do 24 or 36. That's no.
Yeah. Yeah, that window of time don't exist.
No.
Yeah.
No, I try for 12. Oh, worst.
Well, I can't even believe I'm going to say Dr. Hart's name again on this
Yeah.
podcast. He's going to have a really large head. But when I became an administrator, and he came as superintendent to our district, he said, as long as you make decisions based on what's best for kids,
Yep.
you'll never make a bad decision.
Right. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I just always believe that sometimes it's
Yeah.
hard to tell adults things, but
Yeah, those words have come out of his mouth before
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
And Donald,
For sure.
whenever I
Yeah.
became administrator.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, worst, I don't remember anybody ever telling me this, but those people that always say, you just need to make everybody happy. That is never going to
No.
happen.
No.
No.
If someone tells you that, they're lying.
Well,
Yeah.
and
Because if everybody's happy,
Yep.
then that means they're all doing what they want to do, which is
Yeah.
probably not what you need them all to do, which is focus on the kids.
Yeah.
yeah, and,
That's
and
right.
that's kind of like the customers always right now. Sometimes the customer's just a flat out jackass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
True.
no
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
no way
Yeah.
Yeah.
to make
That's
that.
true.
you
Oh,
know.
I've banned people from the teacher center before.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because there was this one lady literally let her child run with scissors
my
continually
gosh.
and
Oh
often.
my God.
Then he got under the table, came up, and after he'd already been on top of the table, got under the table, came up, gashed his head, and then she wants to sue me.
Oh.
No, sister.
Yeah.
You don't come back, and neither do the kiddos. Luckily, she never challenged that because I don't really know if I had the legal right to do it.
Yeah.
She didn't get to come back.
I don't know a lot about bad advice except for whoever, sometimes people tell Candace when she's dressed in certain something, they tell her it looks good. And I'm like, "Ooh, that was not good advice." Mm-mm. So
gosh.
let's, probably our most overused question, but, if we hop in your vehicle, what's on your playlist? That tells a lot about a person.
it's always Morgan Wallen in my car.
There you
Not
go.
Always.
Sometimes
She
you
said
go
always.
back and forth. You have the Christian station or the country
Or
station.
Morgan
Well,
Wallen.
you
Yeah.
know, you
that's
know what,
true.
You know what's funny about that? Everybody we talk to, I think in every co-op, at least one person has mentioned K-Love has been on the radio.
Yeah.
In which, I mean, I'm very eclectic.
Everybody's got it
I'll
as one of
listen
their-
to
That's
that.
what I mean. I listen to everything. There's
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
I did too.
absolutely.
from sports talk to
Yeah.
easy
Podcast,
listening
yeah,
to hard rock
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's very, very
Yeah.
off the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is too.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, K-Love, for me, I may start out with it until I get cut off or, then I feel
I
guilty.
told him that's when he needs it.
Yeah. Then I feel guilty and I have to. But yeah. I was thinking about Morgan Wallen the other day. What he was cut from The Voice, and I think he tried out for American Idol and got through a couple of steps. But man,
Yeah.
you
I'm
talk
saying,
about,
don't give up on your dreams.
that's
Right.
right.
You know?
That's true.
Isn't he
Yeah.
the one that threw that chair or
did throw a
something off
chair.
the balcony?
But that's
Yeah.
not.
But you know what they
She
say?
said, let's not talk about that.
Hey, no, but
Let's
what
don't
I-
talk about
We
that.
all
Phoebe.
make mistakes.
Yes,
we live and
we
learn.
do. We do.
But even this, even bad publicity is just that publicity.
It is
You know
true.
what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
talking
You're
about
worried
it,
when
so
they
that's
not
right.
talk, when they don't talk
That's
about
exactly right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
So
We
yeah.
actually, my husband and I went and saw him in concert a couple of years ago, last summer before, maybe, I don't know. I think it was actually last summer in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
Yeah.
And that stadium was completely full.
Yeah.
And the second night, it was completely full again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's crazy. Speaking of concerts, what's your favorite? Because you go to concerts like I go to
Yep.
work.
Adele would
Yeah.
be my favorite just
Yeah.
because she's one of those people, she doesn't need the backup and the fire and
You
the
caught her in Vegas, right?
I've actually I've been to 2 of her concerts.
Yeah.
One in Vegas in the residency where I
Yeah.
had really good seats. Thank
Yeah.
you. Shout out to Stop It Grants. They helped me do that.
Yeah.
And then the other one was in Dallas in the Nosebleed. But
Yeah.
either way,
Yeah.
Pink puts on a really good concert.
Yeah.
Those were and then Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Adele is the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
And
got to be
she can
good.
just
She can-
sing. She doesn't need anybody else. She
Wow.
doesn't even need the music. I mean, she
Wow.
doesn't wear shoes. That's my only beef with her.
What's wrong with that? I mean,
Because it's all about the shoes.
It's all about free spirit, I think. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about the shoes.
You're talking Katie's language now.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all
Let-
about the shoes.
Let me tell you what hell of a day Katie had yesterday. She came in all crunched up and was like, "Don't even get around me. I'm mad today." And I'm like, "What's the deal?" And she said, "Well, my husband's birthday's coming up. He said be looking for a package from Louis Vuitton or whatever." And so anyway, she got crossways with the UPS guy. But I guess he finally came through yesterday, didn't he? 8 o'clock last night. So I
Yeah.
told her I was so glad she texted me the picture of her brand new Louis Vuitton tennis shoes because I could sleep. I had worried myself
I'm with you,
sick,
Katie.
You know,
It's all about the shoes.
Yeah. All right,
Oh,
we'll
my
end on
gosh.
this one. If I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, what would I be doing?
Oh, I'd be retired.
Yeah.
And if I had to have a career, I think I would have made a good lawyer.
Good lawyer. Yeah.
Oh, I can
Yeah,
see that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Monica.
So I've said this several times when people have asked if money wasn't an object,
Right.
none of that was important. I had a couple of nieces that were born early and had to stay in the NICU.
Yeah.
And so going to see them and all the families have to go back to work so many times, that's what I would want to do. I want to be in the NICU and
Right.
loving on those kids. And
Yeah.
it was just such a sad time to see
Yeah.
families have to
Yeah.
leave
'Cause
their
you
little
have
one
to go-
there.
They have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go to work.
Yeah.
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 That's a good
Oh,
one.
that's so
Anyway.
sweet.
Yeah.
So mine's not.
Yeah, sweet.
Nah, I mean-
Let's be honest. If you think,
But look, retire is first, and you
Yeah.
know that's high on your list.
Yes,
Look,
yeah,
if we're picking
yeah.
who the sweet one is,
Oh, well, then that's
and
it.
who's the sweet one?
well, but what I'm saying
Yes,
is,
we know.
It's our
This
job,
side of the
right?
table.
Hey,
It's the job of director.
But
You
let's-
can't be
let's
sweet.
be honest. When we think of lawyer, you don't necessarily think, oh, that's a sweet
Oh, that's
person.
sweet.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
I'll get you out of trouble.
No,
or I
that's
will
true.
nail
Yeah, that's
you.
true. I could totally see you.
There are
being a
some
lawyer.
people they're gonna
Yeah.
get nailed. They might as well just
Yeah, that's
be
right.
ready to go
Yeah.
to jail.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I don't even know if I've asked you that question. What would you be doing?
No, I remember we did talk about this because I said I almost, when I was working at the pharmacy at Walmart,
Oh yeah.
and then
yeah.
I was like, I had a math class that was just horrid.
Yeah.
And I told my mother, if I make a D in this class, I'm switching to pharmacy school.
Yeah.
And she was like, you got it. You know, I made a
Yeah.
C. Because, I mean, I was the kid that, like, made A's and B's.
Hey,
Didn't
that-
struggle too much in high
Man,
school.
that was the good Lord looking out for you with your
Yeah.
ADD self. I can't
I
imagine you
know.
trying to fill a
I couldn't
prescription.
have. But, you know, like, I did. I mean,
How
I worked
many? How
in the
many pills
I
were in
take-
that?
I
I gotta
take-
count them all
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Now
exactly.
listen, I teched and I did have to do that
Yeah.
sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, let me count those again, you know.
Yeah.
But now they got all kinds of cool stuff that counts it for you, you know. It's
oh,
all
that's true.
But you're right, I couldn't be behind a computer like the Lord was looking out. So
Yeah,
I was
that's
supposed
true.
to. I was supposed
Yeah.
to teach.
Yeah,
you
and
know.
he
Yeah.
blessed us with you.
It's see,
Whew.
you know, just
Yeah,
allowed me to
yeah.
cross your path. Look
You
at
know,
there.
I'm glad to know you've got counseling in your background because I've been looking for the perfect person to tell me
I will definitely tell
why
you.
would I hire Candace a second time? That's the thing. You know, there are days I'm like, well, you're the idiot that hired her again.
Yeah.
Because
You know
she
what I'm
makes you
saying?
look good.
Yeah. See, thank
Oh,
you.
It's
man.
the balance.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the balance. That's what it is. That's exactly
That's right. I do make him look good.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm witness to
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
special Candace is.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I love you, Monica.
Has she ever taken your phone?
Ever taken my phone? No, I
No.
don't think so.
She's
Well,
taking your phone.
Because you know she has good advice not to
Right.
respond before 24 hours,
Right.
but she occasionally types things out
Oh,
that
I
she
know.
shouldn't.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
that's where we're in sync
Yeah,
right there.
that-
Yeah.
She has taken my phone and tried to
Yeah.
add, back in the day when you had your thumbprint,
Yeah.
added her own thumbprint on there. I had to
Wow.
go in and delete it.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said, and true, the lawyer did tell me not to be communicating with these person, but she
Yeah.
sent this person sent me something that made me so mad I was
Yeah.
going right back and not Monica snatched my phone up.
Well, that's
See,
why.
that's why you
I
need
know.
Monica.
Hey,
Oh,
that's
okay.
why Phoebe
yeah,
and I have.
she helps you out
Hey,
too, and makes you look
to
good
help
too.
I
you
would say
balance.
that's probably why Phoebe and I have crossed paths because usually we'll send that text to each other and say, "Is this just too crass?"
Y'all don't need to be
Yeah.
asking each other
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Remind me
Yeah.
when we're done, I'll show you something that Beth was
Yeah.
like, I don't even understand that.
Yeah. So usually I'll say, "Well, here, add this cuss word here."
Yeah, yeah, do this,
So,
do this.
and then hit the send button.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, thank y'all for letting us come by. It's been great. I mean,
Yes.
We've enjoyed it.
we've enjoyed
it's
it.
been awesome. I mean, you guys do great things here. And again, all kidding aside, Phoebe's is the go-to. I guess you could say the goat of co-ops right now because you've been there, done that, lived it, and not only, you know, here you know, a lot of times it's not what you learn; it's what you learn not to do.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
a good place to be for me, for sure, is to call you up and go, hey, but again, I know you've been at it since 1999.
He's never forgetting that.
But the thing I would say to that is, even in the short 10 years I've been doing it, I really feel like co-ops are being, working better together than they ever have.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I even stretch that out to even some of the other groups around the state, whether it be the department, some of the professional organizations. Co-ops have become a trusted partner in all those things.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of cool to
Yep.
watch that evolve as well.
Yep.
But
Well, we appreciate you guys making
Yeah.
the tour of the state.
Oh,
and
man, it's
for the
been fun.
40th anniversary. I think that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I told him we're like Chuck Dovish.
Yeah.
I said Dover. I said Chuck Dover, traveling
Yeah.
Arkansas. He goes,
Yeah.
Chuck Dovish. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, whatever his
Yeah.
name was. We're traveling
Yeah.
Arkansas.
yeah.
I've been to places I didn't know existed.
Yeah. So and reality didn't really hit till after the first podcast. I was like, dang, I was a senior in high school when co-op started.
When we
So,
started back in the day.
Yeah.
So, and I can tell you right now, my senior year, this was not on my radar for
No.
sure, not
No.
at all.
Yeah.
But hey, it worked out.
Well, yeah.
God's got plans. I
That's
guess.
That's right.
Yep.
And I know he's
Absolutely.
got a sense of humor because, again, Candace and I, we were talking, we spent probably a little over
Yeah.
half of our educational careers together
Yeah.
working. So
Working is kind
if
of
that
cool.
ain't a sense of humor, I don't know what is.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
yeah.
right.
Well, again, thank y'all. And that's going to put a wrap on this episode of Spilling the Tea in Studio D.